Hello viewers, welcome back to our YouTube channel, KC Accountancy Education Center. Today we want to continue with where we stopped last time. We promised that we are going to start with the cost of term loans, and we also look at, because we had finished the cost of equity, so we want to look at the cost of term loans. These are specific cost of each item that is used in the capital structure. So the cost of term loans goes by the argument. In other words, the argument is that you look at what you have agreed with. You look at your agreement, loan agreement. We don't compute anything to do with the cost of term loan. You look at what you agreed first. After understanding what you have agreed, then you will find that the examiner is going to tell you, in an exam, they can tell you that we have a 9% term loan, and they are giving you the amount of, let's say, 200 million. So what is going to happen? This is the cost of that term loan. It is fixed. So this 9% means is the one that we are going to use as the cost of term loan. However, in the exams, we don't take this 9%. Most of the times, we don't take it as it is, because we have to do what we call an adjustment of taxes. We adjust the tax. So the cost of debt, let me call it term loan, because it's also debt. It is always that rate, the fixed rate that they have given you, we call it KD, into 1 minus the tax rate. If they have given, let's say, the tax rate is 30%, you make sure that you put this is 9%, which is 0.09, into 1 minus 30%, which is 0.3. So that means it is going to be 0.09 times 0.7. And this will give you a percentage of 6.3%, which is roughly 6% if you round off. So we take the 30%, but the examiner has a right to tell you which tax rate. Even if they say 50%, even if they say 100%, just go with what the examiner has told you. Because I'm taking 30% because, as per the Uganda, we know that the income tax is 30% for the business. So corporations, we know that they charge them 30%. However, as per the paper, the examiner has to tell you. So you have to be mindful about the tax. If the tax has not been told, don't assume, but you have to understand that tax is a big issue as far as advanced financial management is concerned, especially when you are looking at the cost of debt. The reason as why we didn't include tax in our cost of equity is because dividends, they are not tax deductible. But we all know that cost of debt, the cost of debt is of course you are paying interest. Like for instance, this one is 9%. But remember, we said there are things to do with tax, because we said interest on debt is tax deductible. That's why we first expense the tax and we take the 6% than the 9%. We get it from the other argument that interest on debt is tax deductible. Even if in the question they tell you it is a short-term debt, we must adjust for tax, since you are going to you are going to pay interest. Unless it is a zero coupon. You know, there is when they can tell you someone has given you maybe 200 billion or 200 million or 500 million, but is not going to charge you any interest. So if it is a zero coupon loan, then we are not supposed to be paying interest, because we are not going to be taxed. Even we will not have that saving in tax. We shall look at some of the computations and we see how we do when it comes to investment decision, and we see how we have issues to do with the tax saving. That's when I'll explain more on the implication. What is the implication of interest and then the tax? So that's when we shall talk about more. But what you need to know is that whenever you borrow, because the taxman always gives you a tax saving, which implies that any debt a company has, we have to take off the tax rate. Even when you check the general formula of WACC, well, I know we have that formula, that big formula, and here we are going to actually use it more often. That WACC formula, we are going to use it, but I'll bring in that formula a little bit later as we have understood how to compute the specific cost of each debt. So we have done issues to do with the sorting the specific cost of equity. We have done issues to do with sorting the specific cost of term loans. And now we are left with preference shares, bonds, or debentures. And we shall also have things to do like convertible debt, convertible debenture, whichever aspect they call it, before we go on to compute the overall cost of capital for the company. That is the WACC. So let's now look at in the next video, where we are going to be entertaining the issues to do with specific